Hey, what's up, football lovers? Today, I would like to talk about some news or updates from the weekend. But before that, I would like to first talk briefly on some football news from Friday. So first, Manchester United was held to only a 1-1 draw with Chelsea as both teams were unable to seek for the winner by the end of the game. During the first half, it was goalless as both sides were not able to finish off several chances that were created. Chelsea were able to create more chances, but Man U's goalkeeper David De Gea remained the significant player by making more saves, thus preventing Man U from conceding goals. However, by the second half, it was Marcos Alonso who managed to score an opener for the Blues, as his left foot volley was unable to be denied by De Gea. Then, it wasn't long for the Red Devils to equalize in 2 minutes after Nemanja Matic attempted to provide an assist for Cristiano Ronaldo, who played a very good ball control and scored an equalizer as his powerful right-footed shot was unable to be denied by Edouard Mendy. Overall, Man United had to play another tough game without some of their significant players due to an injury crisis and recent illness. Man United managed to get a point from this game, but following this draw, it is now getting more complicated for the Red Devils to fight for the top 4 or the Champions League spots. In order to reach the top 4, Manchester United will have to win the rest of the fixtures and hope both Tottenham and Arsenal to lose or draw. From Italy, Inter Milan had to suffer a 2-1 defeat to Bologna, thus failed to take the top spot away from their city rival AC Milan. Ivan Perisic scored an opener earlier as his left foot shot curled into the near post after maneuvering his solo past several Bologna players on the right. Then, Bologna surprisingly equalized following a strong header from Marko Arnautovic, making it 1-1 at halftime. At the second half, as the game was approaching toward the end, Inter's second-choice goalkeeper Radu made a fatal blunder as he threw the ball away, allowing Nicola Sansone to pass him and push the ball into the empty goal, giving Bologna a surprisingly 2-1 lead till the end. The game ended with Bologna's surprise victory, failing the Nerazzurri to take over the top of the table, and AC Milan remains on top of Serie A. Another news is about Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp, who has signed a contract extension until year 2026. Earlier, Klopp's deal was set to expire in 2024, but has fully committed to a new contract which will make him stay for another 4 years instead of 2 years. Aside from Klopp himself, his assistants Pepin Lijnders and Pierre Krawietz have also signed extensions till 2026. So far, Jurgen Klopp is happy to stay with Liverpool after enjoying a successful role in Anfield by guiding the Reds to win their 6th Champions League title, the Super Cup, the Club World Cup, the first Premier League title after the club's 30-year hiatus, and most recently the Carabao Cup. Thus, Jurgen Klopp also mentioned that it was his wife Ula who convinced him to sign a contract extension for another 4 years, as she wants to stay in Liverpool. That's one of the reasons why Klopp decided to extend until 2026. Now, going to the weekend updates. First, Real Madrid has finally been crowned as La Liga champions for their 35th time, after stealing a comfortable 4-0 home victory over ESPANYOL, thus put Los Blancos 18 points ahead of rival Barcelona and finally ensured Real Madrid's La Liga glory for this season. Marcelo captained Los Blancos in this home fixture against Espanyol, thus potentially playing in his very last season with Real Madrid before returning to Brazil in the summer. Rodrigo was able to score 2 goals in the first half, followed by Marco Asensio's goal at the second half and a goal from Karim Benzema to make it 4-0 before Real Madrid guaranteed themselves as champions. It was 4-0 in the end, and Los Blancos could finally taste their 35th La Liga glory. Thus, following this victory, Carlo Ancelotti became the first manager to have won league titles in Europe's top 5 leagues. Also, this is Ancelotti's very first La Liga title in his second spell with Los Blancos, after winning both the Champions League and Copa del Rey in his first spell. Now, going to the Premier League, Liverpool claimed a narrow victory over Newcastle at St James Park, thus finally ended the Magpies' unbeaten home record in 2022. It was Naby Keita's goal that was enough for the Reds to claim a win, where Jota provided the assist, allowing Keita himself to dribble past Newcastle goalie Dubravka and score the opener, thus the winner. The second half didn't make any change as none of the team were able to finish off any chances that were created. However, it was Alisson once again that performed well in this game by making few significant saves to ensure another clean sheet for the Reds. This narrow victory temporarily brought the Reds onto the top of the table. On the other hand, Manchester City once again proved another dominant display after crushing Leeds United by 4 goals at Elland Road. It was Rodri who scored the header at halftime after a free kick assist from Phil Foden. In the second half, the Citizens made it 2-0 after a heading assist from Ruben Dias to allow Nathan Ake to put the ball into goal. Afterwards, it's Gabriel Jesus that extended City's lead to 3 goals after another assist from Foden, and Fernandinho made it 4-0 as he scored a banger outside the box that wasn't able to be denied by Meslier. As a result, Man City went back to the top of the table again, and the title race with Liverpool is getting more intense with 4 games remaining to win. Still in the Premier League, aside from the title race, now the top 4 race is also getting more intense as there are now 4 teams battling for the last 2 Champions League spots. First, Chelsea is now in the race for the top 4 after suffering a narrow defeat to Everton in Goodison Park. The first half was goalless for both teams until it was Richarlison who scored the goal for the Toffees at the beginning of the second half after a blunder from Cesar Azpilicueta that allowed Richarlison to get the ball and score onto the bottom right corner. Thus, this goal was enough to ensure Everton's victory over Chelsea by the end of the game. Aside from Richarlison's winning goal, Jordan Pickford's outstanding performance was another key to the Toffees' narrow win over the Blues, as he made plenty of significant saves against Chelsea during the game to ensure the victory to Everton, as well as his man of the match performance. Following this defeat, Chelsea is still unable to guarantee their Champions League spot and will have to go through a top 4 battle with Arsenal, Tottenham, and Manchester United. Frank Lampard has finally been able to guide Everton's victory over his former club and aims to win the rest of the fixture in order to survive from the relegation zone. Next, going to the London Derby, Arsenal secured a slight 2-1 away win over West Ham United. It began with a heading goal from Rob Holding after a direct corner assist from Bukayo Saka, but it wasn't long for the Hammers to equalize before halftime after Jarrod Bowen's shot went slightly deflected off Gabriel, which eventually went inside the goal. The second half decided the winner for the Gunners after Gabriel headed the ball toward the goal and a failed attempt from Lukas Fabianski to deny the header. The game ended with Arsenal's slight victory and their reclaim for their 4th place. Arsenal's North London rival, Tottenham, secured a 3-1 home victory over Leicester City, making them another contestant for the top 4 race. Son Heung-min scored the first goal for Spurs at halftime, and Harry Kane headed home, extending Spurs' lead by 2 goals. Then, Kelechi Iheanacho scored for the Foxes, turning the deficit by a goal. However, it was Son Heung-min once again scoring his second goal to ensure a 3-1 lead for Tottenham by the end of the game, thus temporarily the 4th place before being moved back again to 5th after Arsenal's narrow win over the Hammers. Now, going to the recent saddest news for most football fans. Italian football agent Mino Raiola has passed away at the age of 54 following an illness. Earlier on January, Raiola was admitted to San Raffaele Hospital in Milan for a long illness. Before his death, the doctors denied several rumors that seemed to be false, acknowledging that he was in a very chronic condition. It was his family that confirmed the death of Mino Raiola. Raiola himself has been known as the most iconic yet controversial football agent in history and been representing some notable great players like Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Erling Haaland, and Paul Pogba. Thanks to Mino Raiola for bringing these players to play their very best today, and his legacy will always live on for the future of newer generation. Now, going to the recent Serie A update. AC Milan remained on top of the table after claiming a slight victory over Fiorentina in San Siro. Both sides were unable to score during the first half until Rafael Leao scored the only goal 8 minutes before the final whistle. This goal was enough to ensure the Rossoneri to stay on top of the table. On the other hand, the title race isn't over yet as the Nerazzurri sealed an away 2-1 victory over Udinese. It's Ivan Perisic again who scored an opener for Inter Milan after scoring earlier during a previous game of a 2-1 defeat to Bologna. Then, Lautaro Martinez went on to extend Nerazzurri's lead to 2 goals by halftime. However, the second half didn't show any productivity from Inter Milan and Udinese had their deficit reduced to 1 goal. As a result, Inter keeps their title hopes alive and aims to win another Serie A title once again. From the other fixtures, even if Juventus are already out of the title race this season, Bianconeri managed to qualify for the Champions League next season as Leonardo Bonucci's 2 goals ensured a home victory over Venezia. Meanwhile, in Naples, Napoli secured a huge 6-1 victory over Sassuolo to keep their title race alive. As Serie A only has 3 remaining fixtures, these 3 teams are still in the title race, but anything can happen later in the last 3 fixtures, especially the last match day when everyone keeps their eye on the title and whoever stays on top will always be champion. Last but not the least, a news update from the Turkish football shows Trabzonspor as this season's Turkish Super League champion after 38-year hiatus. It only needed a 2-2 draw with Antalyaspor to finally be crowned as Turkish Super League champion since 1984. The happiest moment from this game was the moment when the final whistle was blown and almost a whole crowd of Trabzonspor supporters stormed onto the pitch at Şenol Güneş Stadium to celebrate with the team after waiting 38 years to watch their team lifting the title. This is yet the most emotional moment to see the joy and tears of every winning team supporters. Can't you imagine how does it feel like to watch your favorite team winning the league after a long year of title drought? Well, I guess it will be filled with plenty of emotions and most likely happiness. Thank you everyone for watching this video and don't forget to subscribe onto my YouTube channel if you like to watch more football videos from my channel.